That's what you want to do. So after you've sort of looked at one of these chart issues, then you need to go through sort of this general process. The key is to point out defects on the record and do it on the record so everybody sees it. Ask for discovery, motion to compel the discovery, get it in the record. Once they start seeing this stuff appearing in the record, they tend to want to go away. So keep pushing for dismissal at every step. Motion to dismiss because they failed to provide a proper warrant. Motion to dismiss, they were out of office. You see what I'm saying? You just keep hitting it, keep moving things. So start your discovery early when something's going on. Start with your FOIAs on the attorneys, the cops, the agents, CEO, anyone in the public servant involved. Find out who you have to FOIA to get their bonds and oaths and things like that. Don't know, ask around. Don't ask me, I don't know. It might be different in every state, but generally speaking, there are bosses. There are places where these records are held. Ask around. You have a right as one of the people to ask these questions. So stop being cowardly, and tell them, hey, I'm here to get this information. I need to know this for my case. Who do I talk to? Who has that information? Okay? Don't let anybody push you around. You have a right to this. They aren't your masters. They are your servants. Then do an abatement process. So if there's something going on, get your affidavit of status out, get your, notifying that you're not the fictional entity, what your relationship to that entity is actually, and how you're acting going forward, and get it back to the court and let them know. And that's what an abatement does. It lets them know your status, tells them who you are and what it tells them there's no contract and all those sorts of things. Now they have to disprove that issue, which they won't be able to do. 3, a writ of mandamus. That's just a way to enforce the FOIAs if they won't give them to you. It's a separate document. 4, issue a public notice and let them know you're about to issue a public notice of your findings of their status. Boy, I'll tell you what, an attorney or a cop or an agent doesn't want their name published in the public. Basically what you're doing is doing a public notice saying, I've done a FOIA, I found no other evidence to the contrary, I believe this person's acting outside their authority, and this is just my public notice of my findings. That's all you're doing. But don't publish it, obviously, unless it's true. That could get you in worse trouble. So be sure that you only publish the facts. And let them know right before you do it. Always give your brother an opportunity to remedy the problem. Okay? It's not about revenge. If you ever do things out of revenge, it's going to come back and bite you. Do it out of authority. And give people an opportunity to remedy the problem first. Then you can use criminal complaints for using sham legal process, lack of jurisdiction, for their defects, whether it's a collection, mortgage, tax, traffic issue, it doesn't matter. Okay, unless it's really a personal issue, like if there's a marriage and a divorce, that's tough because you're into a contract there. You got to break that contract. That's what you're doing. But on these kinds of issues, it generally doesn't matter. They want to negotiate without going to court. That's really what you're trying to do here. You think, I can never go to court and be Perry Mason. Well, if you do it right, you won't have to. Your discovery and your notices will do a lot to make them want to negotiate with you. You don't want to do this for a court. And the key is to never go to court. And if you do all these other things, and you let them know you're doing it, and you let them know you're about to publish it, and you let them know you're doing a criminal complaint, believe me, they're not going to want to go to court. And that's your goal. And then if you have to, let's say it comes down to really, you've got to do something, then you got to know how to file a suit. That's where that self-help legal course comes in handy. You make your claim. You go on offense because they violated this, and now you're suing them administratively. Remember the OJ trial? They tried to get him on the murder thing. They couldn't quite. They created just enough reasonable doubt. They found just enough defects in the case that essentially he got off. But then he didn't really get off because they came right back in with a new suit and a claim which has a lower standard of proof, and there was definitely damages caused, and they won that case and basically took his entire estate. They probably gave him administrative remedies, letting him know we were coming, and he couldn't answer. Became pretty much an open and shut case to win that suit. So that's an example of how you do all this, okay? And, we don't want to deal with situations where somebody really is harmed and that person caused the harm. We don't participate in that. But if it's dealing with these contractual things where they're just coming to steal money from you, you need to know what the truth is, and you need to ask for the truth, and you need to hold them to the truth. This isn't about being denying paying something. It's about asking questions and getting real answers, getting to the truth. If you come to find out you owe the debt, you pay it. You negotiate it. Work it out. Sometimes it's better just to work out a traffic ticket than to fight it, okay? Because it's small enough that you need to go fry bigger fish. Don't go try to prove something. But, if these things are something worth fighting for, don't focus on just being angry or being a sovereign. Focus on attacking their defects. That's a far more productive way to go about protecting your rights. And that is, to me, what a patriot or sovereign is somebody who knows how to ask questions that are intelligent, that are reasoned, that are based upon their own rules and procedures that they violate all the time, and you catch them at it. That's it. Hold your public servants accountable. And that's really, to me, how you handle most legal situations in a general sense.